like I said in the last one, man, get them how you can. Warriors on the road here, finishing up, or not finishing up, just starting their little final road trip here before the All-Star break in Memphis. Obviously, Memphis super beat up. No Marcus Smart, no Ja, no Desmond Bane. We know the whole story. However, if there's one team in the league that kind of just beats the mess out of the Warriors no matter what, and way overplays what they should be doing, it's the Grizzlies. And they almost did it again. The Warriors kind of pulled away in the fourth quarter, but again, get them how you can. 121-101 victory for the Warriors here. Jonathan Kuminga. I mean, like, I've got a couple videos here saying I don't think Kuminga is going to be the guy to help us, help this team get into the playoffs and really make any noise, but he is playing out of his mind. And, you know, all the credit to him, you know, new information, I guess we could call it. You know, I'll take my L on that take, but I don't know. Still got to see what the playoffs look like before we make any sort of legitimate, you know, opinions of Kuminga and his impact with this Warriors team. But if we're going to be getting 20 points plus per night on this good efficiency, playing some solid quality defense, and just not forcing bad shots, at that point, can you trade him? If we're looking at the offseason, can you trade Jonathan Kuminga if he has a good postseason? No. No, you can't. Because that's what it's all about, man. You know, we sit here talking about guys like Joel Embiid, James Harden, all these guys who just go nuts in the regular season, show out every year, and then right when they get to the playoffs, they fall off a cliff, you know? And I'm not saying Kuminga's going to do that, but we don't know yet. We haven't seen him in that setting, and just like I'm not going to say he can't show up, I'm not going to say that he can't. We have to see it on that stage before any legit judgment can be made. But last 8 games for Kuminga have just been out of this world. 20-plus points per game in every single one. Tonight, making that, you know, that little streak continue. 29 points, 11 of 15 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, and continuing to shoot free throws well, man. 6 of 7 from the line tonight. Only 2 turnovers, 6 boards, 4 assists, couple steals getting into those passing lanes. Had a lot of shot-altering, you know, moments, getting under the rim protection, which is just another aspect of his game that's continuing to grow. He's been unbelievable. He's been unbelievable, and it's the, you know, just how quickly this has all happened. And it's not even because Steve Kerr is letting him play more. Like, even when Kuminga was playing more, this kind of just dominant ease has not really been a thing. But he's figured it out. Whatever happened, you know, I don't know what happened with Kuminga, but that switch flipped, and he's been on one. And I want to specify that ease in how good he's been, because it's like he's not even breaking a sweat out there. I mean, just nobody can keep up with him athletically. You know, talked plenty of times about how awkward his leaping ability is, because he has to have the highest vertical in the league. I don't think there's a single guy that can match him vertically. I really don't. And he doesn't take like the normal, like, KJ Martin's going to fly off one leg. You know, most of the guys, they have a specific jump, but Kuminga has just got a super awkward, off balance, off timing kind of leap, a lot of secondary stuff where it's like there's no way he's got enough bounce after just landing, and then he can fly right back up, and it's just wild. I don't know how he does it, but this dude's a super athlete, and he's just getting better and better and better. His mid-range shot is looking fantastic. Again, getting to the free throw line, and not just by selling out, you know, not trying to actually play through the contact. That's what he's been doing, is actually playing through the contact. And that's just making it a lot tougher for guys to stop him, because before, you know, yeah, he could bait himself into some calls, but it wasn't really doing him any good. And now he's like, you know, you give me the call. He might argue a bit with the refs, but he's just playing through it. And it's been fantastic to see he's on one. And Again, if we get this in the playoffs, if Jonathan Kuminga makes it past the deadline with the Warriors, and we get into the playoffs, and the Warriors somehow get back into contention, and we see him at least in the play-in. If he's putting up 20 plus, it's wowzers, to say the least. Also, Brandin Podziemski, huge night for him as well. Near triple-double, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 14 assists. And a little caveat there, 14 assists, 0 turnovers. Podziemski, one of his best games of the season, if not his best, just everywhere. Every play, everywhere offensively, making all the right plays, really getting guys open looks, and just taking advantage of really hard sellouts to him, and getting to the cup and finishing through contact. He had a couple on Jaren. I think he had one on David Roddy. He had a funny little, Jacob Gilliard's a really small point guard, so he had a little carry over finish with the left. Podziemski's been so good, man, and he had a fantastic night tonight. And it's been really, really good to see these young guys start to come along like this. I mean, Podziemski's been solid all season, but the growth of Kuminga and the continued success for Podziemski, it's fantastic. And, tonight, translating to a win, Steve Kerr, everybody has been on the bash Kerr train. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. Someone's got to get, you got to point the finger at somebody. And Steve Kerr's been taking the brunt of it. And I know people are going to look at Trace tonight. Only 9 minutes. Some would be like, he should have played more. Why didn't he play against Trace or against Jaren and all that? I don't mind it, man. I really don't believe that Trace Jackson Davis is this world-altering center that's going to take this team to the next level. I just don't. His impact potentially is less impactful than Jonathan Kuminga's. Kuminga playing really well. If we look into the playoffs, and what we're seeing from Kuminga in these last 8 games is what we get in the playoffs. I take back everything I said prior, but Trace, I don't think we're gonna see much of him in the playoffs regardless, but also he's not gonna do all that much. He's still a little bit of a net zero on offense. Yeah, he spaces the floor vertically a little bit. Not all that much, but a little bit. Defensively, he's a leaper. He tends to foul. Yeah, he gets some shot blocks, but, not all that great. He does have a little bit of versatility, but, it's one of those things where he jumps out a little too far sometimes and can't recover in time and ends up fouling. Young player stuff. I think Trace will be solid in this league, but again, world-altering big that should be getting 30-plus minutes a night. Don't think so. Personally, don't think so. Like I was getting into with Steve Kerr, really leaning into the youth tonight. Dario Saric was out. Still, Moses Moody's out. Obviously, Chris Paul, Gary Payton II. Corey Joseph, all the Corey haters on this fan base, he got a DMP tonight, so you guys can rejoice. Corey Joseph, DMP, and the minute totals for these young guys, man, we got to see Guy Santos play 11 minutes tonight. Lester Quinones played 19 minutes and played pretty well. 10 points, 6 rebounds. He looked pretty solid. Had some decent defensive plays. 34 minutes for Podziemski. 37 for Kuminga. These guys are getting more run. I know everybody's just mad that it's taken this long for Steve Kerr to go to some young guys, but hey, he's a veterans coach. It's not like Popovich with the Spurs, where it's like, well, we're kind of trash now, so might as well just throw all the young guys out there because who's starting? Chetty Osman, right? So I don't really blame Kerr for a lot of the stuff that's going on, but the young guys played very well tonight. I liked what I've seen. I've been a big, big fan of Guy Santos since they drafted him. I think he's a good player. And it's nice to see him get some run. I liked seeing him pick up a foul there. I think it was on Vince Williams, again, trying to just barrel through screens. A lot of these guys are just very smart. Again, Podziemski, Guy Santos has the really high IQ. Lester makes some good plays. It's just awesome to see that everyone's playing smart. you know. And again, I'm gonna keep going back to Kuminga because Kuminga's been that good. It's just like it's night and day, Jonathan Kuminga's performances compared to Jordan Poole's. And I don't want to start shitting all over Jordan, but it's like I'm looking at Kuminga, 11 of 15 from the field, 29 points, a plus 15, high or second highest on the team aside from Podziemski at a plus 18. Kuminga not forcing anything, just playing within the flow of the offense. You know, if there isn't a shot for him, if he doesn't feel like he can get to a good opportunity, he moved it. He moved the ball, made good passes. He really did make some good passes. Not just like, all right, I'm going to give the ball to the closest person, but like, okay, I'm kind of caught in no man's land here on the right block. Oh, I see Clay over in the corner open. And then he feeds him a bounce pass through a couple guys. Like that's high IQ basketball. It's not just, you know, dump off stuff where it's like, I don't have a shot, dump off, reset. No, he's making good plays with the ball in hand. Only 2 turnovers for him as well in 37 minutes. I can't get to the advanced stats from this game just yet with NBA.com. So I'd love to check out the usage rate whenever those are available. And I'll probably put those in this video once they're there. But I imagine his usage rate was very high because especially in that second quarter, you know, the Warriors have struggled with turnovers. Tonight, only 14. They really started on a rough pace, but really slowed it down. And it was kind of because of Kuminga. They left the first quarter, I think, tied at, what was it? 24-23. Warriors were up. Playing great defense on the Grizzlies, holding them to like 20-something% shooting from the field, but the Grizzlies kept rebounding, getting extra opportunities, and the Warriors couldn't defensive rebound. So it was really rough there, and they were making a lot of mental lapses, not closing out, weak closeouts, all that stuff. And, you know, Memphis is just shooting. They don't really have much to go to outside of Jaren, so they're just shooting. They took 40-something threes, I think 46 in this game. And Kuminga came in that second quarter after going scoreless in the first, and he put up 15 on, I think, 6 of 6 shooting. He's just been that damn good for this Warriors team, and he's kind of keeping them afloat right now because Andrew Wiggins, as much as he's been fantastic over the last 4 or 5 games, tonight, not so much. Offensively, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Love to see that. Continue to see that. I'm happy offensively as long as he's hitting his free throws and getting downhill, dunking the ball, which he did. He did that pretty well. The mid-range wasn't falling for him tonight. 3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 9 points, a +9. Better plus minus than Clay, which was nice. 2 blocks for Wiggins, a steal, of course. His defense has been great. And like as long as he's playing defense and again dunking the ball, making some stuff happen offensively, I'm happy. But if Jonathan Kuminga was playing like he was a month ago, and then Andrew Wiggins is just doing as decent as he is right now, the Warriors probably lose this game. The Warriors probably lose the last 3 or 4 that they've won. So Kuminga's really kept them afloat, and I want to make sure it's everybody understands that I'm aware. I know I made a couple clips, videos that Jonathan Kuminga isn't going to help this team win. He's been doing that, and he's been doing it continuously against some good teams. Grizzlies not really much good to look at right now for the Grizzlies fans. Obviously, we know why. Not a bad team. They don't have production offensively, so it's rough for them at the moment, but they'll be fine. They're going to be fine. Yeah, very happy for Kuminga. He's been playing out of his mind. So, Draymond, he did his thing tonight. Nearly a triple-double. A triple-double. 9 points, 12 boards, 6 assists. Did have a few turnovers, but he also had 3 blocks. Doing what he could against Jaren, with Draymond starting at the 5 in this specific lineup. It's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough for him. They're asking a lot out of him defensively, and there was a specific play, I think in the second quarter, could have been in the third, where Kuminga, again, these are sort of the young guy errors I've been talking about, jumps out at, I think, Santi Aldama on the perimeter. Santi Aldama, not really an interior guy. Yeah, I know he can dunk a couple times, but he's a shooter. And Kuminga jumps out at him for no reason. Draymond's already on Jaren in the dunker spot, and now he has to come out, pick up for Kuminga, who made a defensive error, and then who's back there? It's Jaren who gets the ball, and boom, foul. Draymond picks up, I think, his third, and it was just a really rough sequence. That's, you're asking a lot when your entire back line, interior defensively, is just Draymond, because Jonathan Kuminga is a perimeter guy. He's playing at the 4, but he's a perimeter guy. And so it's a little bit rough at the moment because of that. But as we've seen with Kuminga offensively completely take off, hopefully we see some more consistency defensively and even potentially see some more versatility. I love to see Kuminga start to take some matchups against these bigger players on the block, getting down low at the elbow, post-up situations, all that, and hold his own there. Because if Jonathan Kuminga can gain some confidence defensively guarding interior bigs, now we're talking. Now it's, at this point, like, offensively, will you get 20 plus? Maybe not, but if he's able to guard 1 through 5, weapon. That's a weapon, But I've been, great game. Great game overall. Not too much to complain about. Again, they shored up the turnovers. The defense was rough, but you're playing a team with a ton of wings like Memphis, who are all defensive minded, but they're all chucking threes. 14 of 46, only shot 30% from 3. Jaren was like the lone guy really attacking the rim. 9 of 11 from the free throw line. It was a weird game. Again, Memphis, at this point, it's just playing against them is super funky. With a team as big as that, you're expecting downhill presence, and the Warriors, who kind of have had to overcompensate for not having legit rim protection. Again, Trace, to me, not the answer. So, in general, not because Trace isn't on the floor, lacking rim protection, there's a bit of an overcompensation on dropping back and not closing out as hard because you want to get the rebound. You want to get the stop at the rim. And the Grizzlies were like, okay, we'll take advantage of that. And they've just been shooting. And they did that in the last game, which is why they won. And they did it in this game. And thankfully, the ball did not really go in all too much. And, kind of ironically, the Warriors really attacked the rim on them. Obviously Kuminga getting downhill as much as he did. The Warriors leading this game in points in the paint, 60-42. Total team rebounds, 9-8. Overall rebounds, I think, was 55-45, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 55-45 Warriors winning that battle. Gave up 9 offensive boards to the Grizzlies, but I think most of them were in the first half. Because the Warriors really shut them down in that fourth quarter. Later they scored some, but Warriors took off 36 points in that fourth quarter. Memphis, 28, but again, some late stuff they had there. But yeah, man, overall great game. Steph, only 20 points as well, so to see him not really have it tonight, 6 of 16 from the field. Shocker. Vince Williams, 6'8" wing, face guarding Steph all game. Not going to do that hot. Can't really get a good rhythm. Clay, first game back, chucking as per usual. So a little bit of a rough one for Clay, but he was still a positive on the floor, fair enough. Can't be all that mad with the performance. Like I started this video, like I said in the last one, get him how you can. And it's a back-to-back for the Warriors. Now they're moving on to Atlanta. Kind of funny. I think they went from Memphis and then at home to Atlanta. Or at home versus Atlanta. And now they're doing the same thing, but just on the road. So Trae Young's going to be back. It's going to be a big game, man. Big game. So thankfully, again, these young guys, Steve Kerr has been able to lean on them. Steph only had to play 32 minutes. Clay only 27. Draymond only 27. Even Wiggins only played 30 minutes. Kevon Looney only played 11. So that it just the older guys aren't really having to see the floor as much. The young dudes picked it up. They really picked it up and ran with it today. So big win in my opinion. Happy with this one. with that being said, I set up a little post here on the channel. Tomorrow, Dominic and I will be recording our next episode of the Culture Cast, so be on the lookout for some of those video clips. And then, of course, you're going to get your post-game reaction here from the Warriors-Hawks game in Atlanta. So be on the lookout for that as well. And any more videos that'll be coming out lately, you know, keep that notification bell on and you will see them when they're uploaded. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about the game. You happy? Any complaints? Let me know if Steve Kerr is a good coach. Let's see that. I think I'm going to get some good responses there. And yeah, man, have a good weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Peace.